The Richardson Community Center is getting funding, but maybe not the amount board members want. TV 20's Cameron Lund tells us how city leaders weren't in agreement on funding the programs.
Though the issues about ownership seem to be decided, Lake City leaders are still unhappy with the split in decision-making process for the Richardson Community Center.
We left that last meeting at Richardson Community Center with the city and the county. We all was on one accord. Well, I thought we was all on one accord. But no sooner the meeting was over with, nothing that we agreed on have come to pass.
Disagreements aside, council members voted 4-1 to approve more than $26,000 as a reimbursement for the summer camp at Richardson. Councilmember Chevelle Young voted against the measure. Councilmember Todd Sampson likes the idea of reimbursing the center's program costs instead of offering a full funding amount at the start of the fiscal year.
I think that way, when the program's complete, then we can reimburse based on the funds we have. And I think if they provide something showing, this is what we spent on this program, then it can be reimbursable that way.
Members of the Richardson board say they are looking at different types of programming to have at the site when school starts.
One of the things that we have the ability to do out here is cooking. A lot of kids don't know how to cook. We live in a society today that everything is fast food, but kids need to know how to cook.
Board members say the county has committed to paying for a director for Richardson, but on top of that open position, more employees are needed to run the center. Members of the Community Center's board say there's only 3 full-time staff working as of right now. Reporting in Lake City, Cameron Lund, TV 20 News.